So what was your first start where you're like, I'm in the industry? Because you started off with egoism, that's your own thing.
Yeah,
Does that take off, or it just help you build your confidence and then lead you
yeah.
to your first break?
Yeah, no, definitely didn't take off. It's bootleg, I'm telling you.
Okay.
But it helped me build my confidence. It
Okay.
helped me say, this is what I'm doing. Like when I left my full-time job, I was like, oh guys, I have an online magazine. So it made it sound good. Because the worst question for me was, what do you do? That was like the scariest question that
Yeah.
people would ask me growing up because I didn't know. I didn't know I was doing things that I didn't like doing. So I didn't want to say I'm doing this and I wasn't happy doing that. So this was an opportunity for me to say, oh, I actually have a magazine. I'm not going to give you the link though.
It's under production.
It's not really even out properly, but yeah, it was great confidence. But the first thing to answer your question was I used to do phone reviews, like then whatever new phones coming out
Okay.
with Car Phone Warehouse. So they sell phones. They have a shop here, and they just gave me a script. I had an auto cue, and I pretend like I know what I'm talking about, and that's how really started. And then after that, I did the weekly news for GRM Daily. And that was like something that really like kind of propelled me in the industry at that time.
Actually transitioning into that hosting Grime. I pronounce it Grime Daily.
That's the OG,
yeah,
right?
that's the OG.
It used to be Grime Daily.
I used to listen to that before I got to London, so I knew about Grime Daily. That's not because people in New York don't really listen to a lot of. Now they do because it's a lot more mainstream, but back then people weren't really listening to it. So you were hosting Grime Daily and also the Rated Awards, and those were significant milestones. So again, congratulations to young JoJo. How did those opportunities come about?
GRM Daily, what was I doing? I was lucky because I knew someone that knew Posty, who he owns GRM Daily. We went to an event. Was introduced to him, and I kind of said a cheeky like little, oh well, if you need anyone, and like I don't know, maybe like 6 months later. To be honest, I have no idea in terms of the time, but some time after, he called me and he's like, oh, I got a present for you. I was like, present? What's this present? Oh, I'm giving you the opportunity to try and work, and do the news for me, the weekly news. And I remember going into the office for the first time. I was so nervous. Like, also growing up in Brooklyn, I felt kind of disconnected from the UK music scene. Like, I like to know everything about everything. So if I don't know about the first ever UK rapper, then I would feel quite insecure about that.
Yeah.
That opportunity taught me that I didn't need to know everything about everything. And it's really just like how I deliver things. And also you could always do research.
That's how you learn. You're not supposed to know everything. And anybody who says they know everything, you got to question that
I'm
person.
scared of them.
You got to question that person for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then from there, you worked at other platforms like BBC Radio, MTV. What are like the highlights or the big moments at those platforms that you like?
I think this show that I'm doing now, well, I have two shows on BBC One Extra. It's one called Throwback Party, which is an hour-long rave we call party shindig, and that's old school hip hop and R&B music, all the way up until like 2018. We actually interviewed Nelly Furtado yesterday.
Nelly Furtado, really?
Is she coming out with music?
Good. Yeah, she is. She's got an album. I don't know when this is coming out, but the album will probably be out by the time this comes out. She looks good, side note. Have you seen her recently?
I haven't, but I feel like
Love her.
I feel like the artists from back in the day, like they're all looking good. Maya,
Yes.
looks great. Ashanti,
Oh.
like
Nelly's
Nelly-
doing right.
Nelly's thick,
Who?
Nelly Furtado, not Nelly.
Oh,
not Ashanti.
I was like, Nelly, I was
No,
like,
I don't really care about that. He said, I don't care.
like, yeah. Like,
Imagine he was like, yeah, he is. No, Nelly Furtado's thick. Like, she looks great.
Actually, I seen something like I think it was on the Shade Room. They posted her a while back. Yeah, shout out to her.
Shout out to her. So that's like a big milestone for me to be able to do that show. I've been doing that for a few years now. We won an award for that as well. And it was not expected. So that was, a really great feeling. And to have this Saturday show as well. One Extra is a station that I would listen to. I would look at the presenters on the station and I'd just be inspired by them. I think it's one of the best not just because I'm on it, but the fact that like the music quality is really high. So
I actually spun it for a full 4 hours that you had, and I was
Really?
like, "Wow, this is pretty good." I had it in the background, I was working, and I was like, "Wow, I actually like tuned in the entire time."
nice,
It was
thank
good. So
you.
congratulations
Thank
for keeping
you.
my attention, because
Thank you, no.
even in New York radio, Hot 97, 105.1, I can't listen to it for too long.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I
He
feel
used
that.
to be good, but it's not anymore.
Oh, that's a shame.
Different. It's
Anymore,
different.
But yeah, it's those, and MTV you mentioned. I did a dating show called Are You the One? That was
Yeah.
huge
Paramount,
for me.
right?
Yeah, Paramount Plus. The Lionesses Live thing that I done during the Women's Euros, that was amazing. Every single day we did a live show. That was crazy to do that, but amazing.